face, look at whatever, the desk, the easel, all of it. All he's doing is breaking down the shapes of the things that he's looking at, the guy's shirt, it's a self-portrait, his shirt, his face, his thing, whatever, into different tones, different values, and then just filling them in. That's all he's doing. See the shape of the light blue on the shirt and then the dark blue? Look at the face. All it is just different value shapes. He's just filling them in. So what's going on here is he's looking at the thing, the subject, in terms of what the light is doing. And then just painting it, right? Look at the shorts. See his leg? Look at that leg. One is light and then mid-tone. One is light and then very, very dark, because there's more shadow on that side. It's really, really simple to do that. It's a very simple process. Let me show you, I just want to show you a couple more Fairfield Porter. Lots of painters, including me, use this method. But his are very clear. So I want you to see what he's doing.
How detailed a drawing do you do before you put it in?
Not very. There's the face. See what it really is? It's just a bunch of shapes, right? You would do as detailed as you need it to be. I think you just want to give yourself, there are two things that drawing can give you in the beginning of the drawing: position and proportion. Position means essentially how does this thing occupy space, right? What's the shape of it? What's the size of it, kind of. And then proportion, how are the parts relative to each other? Is this bigger, littler, higher, lower, farther away, closer? Position and proportion. So line, the beginning of the process, gives you that. So the original sketch would be that. And then I think, personally, from my own painting, it's easier to observe it and paint it at the same time, as opposed to like do a really detailed drawing and then just fill them all in. I know I'm saying that, but that's because you'll think that way. When you're actually painting, you paint it more than you draw it, way more, actually. Just see if I can, for some reason I'm having trouble with this dumb system. And it doesn't matter that much if I can't get back there. But,
there's a lot of texture in the hair and the things. Is that from the canvas?
that is. That's the photograph and the canvas and a bunch of stuff, yeah. Let me show you a specific painting. This one, okay. Can I make this bigger? Ooh, it's a bit too big. How do I make it smaller? Okay. See the tree down there? See the two pine trees on the beach there on the shore? Okay, now look what's happening. It looks kind of abstract almost, right? Like just these shapes. But what it really is a visual impression. It's just what they look like the essence of what they look like, as opposed to every single detail and every single needle and all that. It's more visual than that. It's just what you see, none of what you know, right? And that's a very important, there's a phrase in drawing, it's really old. Draw what you see, not what you know. In other words, the concept, I know it's this. Don't draw that, draw what you see. So what he's painting here is just what he sees. He sees the water coming through the tree, and so he paints the tree, and then he cuts, and this is a very important concept, cutting. We're going to use this a lot. He's cutting in with the shape of the color into the tree color to make it that tree look, right? Cutting in is a very, very useful process. But that light-based kind of painting, that's where we're headed. That's what I want you guys to be able to see, is what does this thing really look like? See that? It's just shapes. So the idea here, anyway, the idea here is just paying attention to the light. There are any of these. That's what he's doing. See, it's just about the light. It doesn't matter what the subject is. That's why I heard somebody earlier say, well, I can paint this, but I can't, or I can draw this, but I can't draw that. It's all the same stuff. It's just the thing with light on it, right? A person or a cow or a bowl of fruit or a bicycle, it's just the thing that light's on. Do what the light's doing on the thing, you drew the thing, whatever the thing is. So it's really, it's actually a kind of a block that you don't need to think, I can't draw this, but I can draw that. That's just a thinking problem that you want to get rid of. And just think, what's the light doing on whatever the thing is? And you can do it. Okay, I want to show you one more. Yes, ma'am?
Another question. So, like looking at her versus your Sam Houston painting.
Yeah.
So like this one looks very real. It looks like the man, right? This is still a little bit more, I don't know what to call it, but can you talk about that? Is that
Sure.
just a style difference?
Yeah,
like,
it is. This is called American Impressionism, how he paints, and it's looser and more impressionistic. To be straightforward about it, I just don't have the guts that Fairfield Porter did. I can't paint that simply yet. I'm working on it. Remember I said that this is a new direction I'm moving in? That's what I'm trying to get to. And I'm trying to teach myself to be that loose. He can just pop down a shape and just leave it. I can't do that. I have to fuss with it. And so I'm trying to not do that. So like Houston is fairly simple, if you'll notice. If you look closely especially, it's fairly simple. And then my self-portrait, there's a lot going on, but it's fairly simple. There's just a few shapes, and I'm trying to make it even more simple. Like just really clear like that. Now I'm not saying I want to paint exactly like Porter, but I want to move into it so the light is that clear, the clarity of it. That's really the idea. So yeah, that's what he's doing. He's really using very crisp, very well-defined value shapes because he can manipulate the transitions. The transitions are where two shapes meet. He can manipulate those in such a way that they don't disrupt each other. I'm not that good yet. I can't quite do that. If I do that, my shapes jump apart and the structure flies apart. So you have to be able to, it's called modulation. You have to be able to modulate from one tone to the other and make the structure hold. And he's way better at it than I am. So he paints differently than I do. But I'm working on it.
I guess it's kind of interesting that those types of differences, though. We were in, and I can't remember where it was, but it was a museum that had basically, when I first looked at them, they looked like black and white photos. But if you looked really close, you could see that they were pencil drawings that this person had done.
Yeah.
But the shading and everything of the individual lines and stuff within it was so detail oriented.
Sure,
that
yeah. Yeah, so the amount, see, that's why American Impressionism, or Impressionism, French Impressionism, it literally is an impression, right? It's just a glance at a thing. The more detail you get almost get into like photorealism.